everyone. Welcome to Document Understanding series powered by AI Accelerator podcast. I'm your host Nisarga Satish. In previous episode, we spoke about document understanding and how it's revolutionizing document processing and helping businesses to reduce their time, cost, effort while increasing the efficiency of the task. From today's episode onwards, however, we'll focus more on the technical aspect of document understanding, starting with classic experience in DU. And we have Hemanth Kaushik, our today's guest, a well experienced person in this space. Hi Hemanth, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, Nisarga. It's great to be here, and I'm excited to deep dive into the classic DU experience with your audience today.
Well, the pleasure is mine. Okay, Hemanth, let's jump right in. So, for those who have missed our previous episode, can you briefly revise what document understanding is and explain what sets classic experience apart from modern experience?
Sure. So document understanding is really an intelligent automation solution which uses AI, OCR, and our normal RPA to extract the data from the documents and then interpret it from a wide variety of document types, including system generated PDFs, scanned PDFs, images, or even handwritten notes. So, if we talk about classic experience is a full featured model building environment, right? So, you might feel that classic experience is a little bit slower as compared to the modern experience, but our classic experience helps us in setting up classification fields which are not available in the modern experience. Also, the classic automation is available in the automation cloud only. So these are the few differences that we when we are working in the cloud, our classic experience would be better because it offers the classification fields in the document understanding.
Okay, that's quite helpful. And if you had to talk about modern experience, how does that differ from what you just described?
Sure. Like I mentioned, modern experience is kind of a little faster than the classic experience. But modern experience is more focused on guided model building. When we say we are using AI, so it is also helping us, and it is not only includes recommendations for optimal performance, but it also incorporates active learning. It's user friendly and accessible both in the automation cloud as well as in the automation suite. So this is when we are talking about the infrastructure, it's available in both the cloud and the suite.
Okay. I can see how both experience have their unique benefits. What would be some scenarios where you specifically recommend classic over modern?
Yeah, so classic experience really is useful when you need the classification fields. For instance, when we are dealing with documents from multiple countries or different document types that needs to be categorized before processing. If you need to classify whether a document is an invoice from the US or if it is invoice from India, so you need to identify document types before the extraction. So then classic experience is your go-to solution because it contains the classification fields.
Okay, so now moving on to something more practical, Hemant. Can you give us a brief walkthrough on how to create a classical experience project in DU?
Sure. For that, let me share my screen with you. So, like I mentioned, the classification or the classic document understanding is available in the automation cloud. So, you can see I am using the automation cloud and I can go into the document understanding options from here and where we can use the classic document understanding projects. So, to create an classic document understanding project, we need to click on create project over here, and you would be able to see two options over here, which is classic and modern. And you can go to the documentation site from UiPath where you would be able to see more insights on the two different type of processes, that is classic as well as modern. So for classic process, you need to just select the classic, provide the name, and hit on create. Let me do it for you. I can just name this as a demo project and select the classic one and click create.
Okay, Hemant, so that's about creating a project. I noticed it mentioned something about AI Center. Can you explain that connection?
Sure. So you can see that it's mentioned that it is linked to the AI center. So it's uh, highlighted it over here. It is saying that linked to the AI center, right? So this is crucial because AI center is the place where all the machine learning models are stored, trained, and managed. When we create a new project, it automatically establishes this connection so we can leverage the ML capabilities using the AI center.
Okay, so that's super helpful here. And now that we have successfully created a classic project, let's talk about the types of documents that classic projects can handle and what kind of documents can we pass to the classic project. Alright, so how do we choose the right ML model for that?
Sure. So when it comes to document understanding, it is very versatile and it can handle every type of document. It comes to invoices, when it comes to bill, it comes to forms like I-9, 1040, tax forms, driving licenses, passports, or any kind of document. It can handle every kind. Also, when you are talking about the models or the machine learning models, so UiPath help us to design and import our own custom models, as well as UiPath provides some out of the box models as well, which we can just see in AI Center. So you can see AI Center on my screen, which is named as AI Fabric, and you see the demo project which I created on the document understanding. It's also been shown over here, which was because these are linked. As soon as I click on demo project, you would be see all these options like dashboards, datasets, data labeling, ML packages, and so on.
Okay, that's wonderful. Now, can you show us where these models are located and what options are available to use them?
So, like I said, in the AI center, when we open our project, right, we have different options. We can create the ML packages. We can create the ML packages and import them using a upload functionality, or we can use uh, the ML packages downloaded from different tenants or the other tenants than this one, and we can import it over here, and we can use out of the box ML packages as well, right? So when it comes to the out of the box ML packages, there are multiple packages that are available by UiPath, which are divided into majorly of three categories: UiPath document understanding, which are we are going to target now, computer vision models, and language models. So which I would be sharing on my screen, that you would be able to see these are computer vision, document understanding, and language analysis models.
Okay, and what specific types of out of box models are available?
So, like I mentioned, UiPath, computer vision, document understanding, and ML for language analysis is available. And when we talk about document understanding, we have models for different type of documents, which you can see bank statements, bills, checks, and we have documents for classifier, document understanding. We have forms for 1040. We have different types of forms. We have invoices, ID cards, and whatnot, passports, everything, receipts. We have different different ML models available based upon the region as well.
Okay, so we also have ML models for specific languages like Australian, Chinese, and Japanese. right?
Right. So, yeah, the choice depends upon the document type and geographic location. If we are processing invoices from India, we would be able to use uh, India specific invoices. If we are in Japan, we are using Japan related invoices. So, based upon the our requirement, we can use the ML model.
Okay, and now with all those varieties of documents we have, choosing the right ML model is very crucial, right? Now that we have these models, how can we actually consume these models or these ML packages once they are ready?
So, for consuming ML models, these models are that we just discussed are retrainable model, which means like based upon our requirements or the documents we have, we can train our model, we can deploy them, and then we can use them in our automation workflows.
Okay, so you mentioned training the models. Can you please elaborate a bit more on that and show us an example perhaps?
Sure. For training, when we say training, we actually mean like guiding our models on the fields that are associated with the documents, and for that we use data labeling and data sets.
Okay, and can you walk us through the data labeling process?
Sure. So let me select the document understanding model and click on submit. I can just name the model as demo model and we can click on submit. It's been deployed, and for the data labeling you would be able to see there are options for UiPath document understanding labeling, and for that we need to select the data set. We If we are not having any data set, we can create a new data set from here. So let's suppose I create a new data set named demo data set. So give me 1 second, and meanwhile I can just upload the datasets.
Okay, Hemant. So, speaking of the data set, for our viewers especially, can you please elaborate on what data sets and data labeling entail? Just a description of what they are.
Let's start with the data labeling, right? So data labeling is nothing but training our ML model, right? Which helps ML model to learn which labels or which fields reside on which document and where. For creating labels and fields, you can see we are having three different kind of fields. We are having regular fields over here, we are having classification fields, we are having column fields.
Okay, and can you break down each of these fields for us?
Sure. So, like regular fields. So, regular fields are fields which are very unique or which contains only one information on its one document. That is, if we are talking about invoice number, so invoice number would be unique. It would be present only one time on an invoice. If we are talking about total amount, so total amount on any invoice would be one. Okay, so these are the regular fields. Column fields are fields when we are talking about a table like structure, like we are having a invoice and where we are having a table of items being imported or items being shipped. So we have multiple columns and we have a structure of data table. So column fields plays a vital role over there. At the time we are talking about classification fields, and classification fields are nothing but we were discussing from start that if we need to classify different kind of documents, suppose we are talking about the vendors, different vendors based upon any field present on the documents, we use classification fields. Or we are talking about identifying the invoice based upon the currencies used, so the currency would be a classification field over here.
Okay, Hemant, thank you so much. But of course, it doesn't end here. We are going to come back with another episode, and it is going to be a continuation of this episode. So please stay tuned and know more.